guys, this is your annual AGM. Only joking. Now, the reason why people have this whole big thing about snakes is because of fear. It's honestly fear. You don't get someone that walks past and goes, oh my goodness, I'm in love with that snake. Never. You always get people saying, that's a beautiful bird. Oh, look at those flowers. But you never get someone that goes, that is one of the most outstanding puffaders I've ever seen. Okay. Although I do, I must admit, I'm terrible. I go catch a snake and say, oh, what a beauty or something, and the person looks at me and says, you are a bit crazy. But anyway, now, snakes are everywhere. We can't deny it. People move into a place, they bulldoze a whole area, they flatten it down, plant a couple trees, and wonder why they've got puffaders in their garden. You know, by doing that, you're actually creating a habitat for puffaders. Right. So all these type of things are taken into consideration when a snake visits you. Okay. I'm not going to ask who's been visited by a snake because you probably find you've got snakes in your house that you don't even know what they're. Okay. And the last time I caught a snake, when was the last time I caught a snake? 11 o'clock this morning, a big worm slung in somebody's car engine this morning. Okay, you just pop the hood up and there's this lovely lady laying. So anyway, we go out, we had to undo the manifold and she was inside there and we pulled her out. Okay. So snakes are anywhere and everywhere. They travel via cars, they travel via suitcases from other countries. They are anywhere and everywhere. You cannot deny it. Also where you live, you've got a lot of snakes. I mean, your area, I can, just driving here, I know you've got plenty of puffaders. You've got plenty of worm snakes. Those are probably your two most common ones. Have I caught runkles here before? Definitely. Okay, there are runkles here. So that's why I brought these snakes with today. I didn't bring a black mamba because you don't get black mambas here. Now you're going to turn and ask me, how on earth do you find out what the difference is between a venomous snake, a poisonous snake, and a harmless snake? I get WhatsApp probably at the moment about 200 WhatsApps a day now. Okay, about what snake is this? Is this venomous? Blah, 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 all that stuff. And it's wonderful because that person who's messaging me is concerned about the snake, and if it says harmless, what happens to that snake? Nothing. They leave it there. They've got a bit of conservation behind it now, and that's why they leave the snake there, or they get somebody else to catch it if it's a very bad one, and all that kind of stuff. So I love getting WhatsApp. So don't ever feel bad about sending me a WhatsApp to identify a snake. I absolutely love it because it's wonderful. Okay, also, I get to know what snakes in your area, which is fantastic. I don't have to come out and look. They are here already. Okay, now, any questions? Please, I'll be here for about half an hour afterwards, so you're welcome to come up to me and chat and have a few questions with me, alright? Okay. Now, a harmless snake means a snake that can bite you, but it's got no venom, so it cannot put you in hospital. It is not life-threatening, it is not dangerous. But do not look at the old books on snakes. They recommend that snakes are harmless, and the first snake you see is an African rock python, which grows to 7 or 8 meters long. Now, you're not going to go up to that snake with a book in your hand going, oh, African rock python harmless. Oh, let me pat it on the head. Because that harmless 8-meter snake can still kill you. Harmless means it's got no venom. Okay. Doesn't mean the snake can't kill you. Did you know a chap in PE was bitten about 6 months ago by a mole snake and received 14 stitches in his hand from that bite. Okay. So mole snakes are also classed as harmless. Okay, right. Now, also when you refer to a snake, do not ever Google it. Okay? Worst thing you can do. If you Google a snake, you know, I had to go the other day to Kinney Bay to catch a Sri Lankan pit viper. Really? They don't occur here. But no, it's definitely a Sri Lankan pit viper. It's a puffadder, actually. Okay? People take a photo of it quickly, they put on Google Lens. Oh my goodness, it's from Filipino hognose viper. Meanwhile, it doesn't occur here. Okay? So stick to what's local. Even if you go on to other snake institutes or snake places, you see their reference pictures of snakes. And you look at a brown house snake. A brown house snake in Blue Horizon Bay looks completely different to one in Limpopo. So that's why stick to local content of your snakes, okay? So Google a no-no, speak to a local guy, get hold of, I've got a website, a Facebook page, Sandula Conservation. You can download for free big posters of every snake in PE, okay? With venomous, mild venomous, and also harmless snakes. So you can download them, big posters, and you can have a look at all those snakes. Every one of those snakes was caught in PE and photographed in PE, so they're extremely local. All right. Now, poisonous. We have not a single poisonous snake in the whole of South Africa. That means you can eat every single snake in South Africa. Yes. Because none of our snakes are poisonous. Poisonous means if you eat it, it will kill you. But we do have a couple of venomous snakes. Right. Some snakes are venomous. In other words, a mamba, a cobra, a boomslang, they are venomous. So, venomous means if it bites you, it will kill you. Poisonous means if you eat it, it will kill you. You may eat a buffet if you want. It tastes like chicken apparently, but it tastes like chicken, so I don't know. Alright, now, overseas there are some snakes, like the banded sea crate, which is poisonous and venomous. Okay, but not in South Africa. Alright, so let me deal about the harmless snakes. Harmless snakes, they have to kill their food somehow. And no snake in South Africa or in the world is actually a vegetarian snake. Okay? They're not going to go up to a big carrot and put it out the garden and eat it. Right? They have to eat something living. It could be an egg. Egg eaters, they eat eggs. You get egg eaters here also. Okay? Another big dangerous word is rhombic. Right? We get rhombic night-hatters, rhombic egg eaters, and rhombic scarp stickers. Rhombic means nothing except for the patterning on the snake. Alright? So someone the other day sent me a photo of a night-hatter and said, what is this? And I said, it is a night-hatter. He says, no. This is a dangerous one because this is a rhombic night-hatter. Really, it's dangerous because it's got stripes on its body. No way. Okay. So rhombic just refers to the actual patterning on the snake. Okay. Out of the three rhombic snakes we get, rhombic egg eaters are harmless, rhombic scarp stickers mildly venomous, and rhombic night-hatters are venomous. Alright. Okay. So, snakes can eat eggs like an egg eater. Other snakes like cobras, brown house snakes, they also eat bird eggs too. And boomslang now they take a bird egg. Alright. Other than that, they'll eat frogs, toads, lizards, birds, fish, tadpoles, anything like that. And they have to kill their food somehow. So, most of your harmless snakes are constrictors, like brown house snakes. They wrap around the food, they do not strangle it, they just suffocate. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first little one. Oh, my fellas are waking up, I can hear them already. They're getting ready for just now. Okay, here is a little harmless snake. It is a constrictor, which means it cannot crawl up to the mouth and say, please I can eat you. Right. It actually has to kill the food, so it does proper constriction. Now watch, I'm going to put my hand upside down. Nothing happens. Right. It's not going to fall off. Okay, because it's wrapping around my finger. Okay, constricting. It's not trying to kill my fingers, it's just hanging on. Right. So I'm going to walk around with it quickly. Don't worry, I'm not going to bite you, just want you to have a throat. No, that's fine. Guys, listen, after the talk, you're all guaranteed, if you want to, you can all hold the snake, so don't worry about that. Okay. Now, this little snake obviously has a tongue like every other snake. Now, the tongue is going to go in and out, in and out, in and out. Every time there is a stimuli. In other words, I'm going to go past them like this. The tongue has to stick out because the tongue is figuring out what's going on. No tongue is venomous. Everyone thinks, forked tongue, beware of that tongue, it is dangerous. It is not dangerous. Watch this snake. The call right tongue, I'm doing like that, pick out my eyes, it won't do anything. Now the reason why it's not going to do anything, like you watching TV, a brown house snake can crawl onto your lap. It'll do this onto your face. It will not bite you. What reason has it got to bite? Nothing. You're not threatening it. I'm not even holding it. She's holding me. So she's under no threat at all. So that's why she's doing that. She's in that, but yeah, okay. Nothing is going to happen. Okay. Same like if you are at your house and a brown house snake's crawling along, you go and you grab it. Obviously it's going to bite you. It doesn't know what's going on. It is vulnerable. It's scared. It's going to bite you. But if you hold it nice and gently, this is what's going to happen. Okay. Now these snakes are very secretive. They are in your cupboards. They are under your eggs. They are all over the place. Now, I go to Groendaal Nature Reserve outside Uitenhage. I'll spend 3 days there. I'll catch 2 brown house snakes in the wild. I'll go to Motherwell location, 10 rubbish dumps. I'll find at least 5 brown house snakes in each rubbish dump. Okay. My record is 12 brown house snakes in 10 minutes. Right. Because of the residential areas. They love it. Whether it's rats and mice, rubble, anything like that, you're going to get brown house snakes moving in because of the food source. Alright, so if you want brown house snakes here for them, yes, definitely. 90% of female snakes I'm catching at the moment are full of eggs. What's weird, the other day I caught a big brown house snake on someone's kettle in Warmer, sitting on a kettle, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was warm, obviously. But she was thin, because she dropped her eggs somewhere in that house. We did not know. Anyway, that's what happens. Now, when snakes, some give birth to live babies, like mole snakes and puff adders. Some lay eggs, like brown house snakes, scarf suckers, or night adders, those type of snakes. Now, their egg is not allowed to move. It's not like a chicken egg. It cannot move. The second that egg moves like this, it dies. Alright? And it has to be laid in a place that's damp enough to let the snake's eggs sit there for about 2 to 3 months to incubate. Okay. Mother doesn't look after the eggs, she leaves, but the place has to look after the eggs. In other words, correct humidity, no sun, nice shady spots. So a compost heap is very, very nice. Okay. Now, as the female lays her eggs, they stick together as they come out. They're sticky. Once they glue themselves together, they stay like that to prevent them from rotting off. This is what snake eggs look like. Okay. This is a brown house snake egg. She laid these eggs yesterday.
How big is the clutch?
This is it. She's only that one.
No, I'm talking about the clutch. How many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 at all. They can have up to 20 eggs. And they're not like a chicken egg. They're semi-porous eggs. Right, so then the other day, people kept on finding baby brown snake and say, oh, it's like a Boer mole slime. It's a common mole snake. I go, no, it's not. It's a slug-eater snake. Any tiny brown snake like this in your garden is a slug-eater. Okay. I consider them the most dangerous snakes in the world because when you pick them up, they'll poo on you and it's the most disgusting feeling ever. And it stinks like you won't believe. You wash your hands 3 days later, eating some chips, and you can still smell it on your hand. In fact, cannibalistic snakes will not even eat these snakes because they stink so much. Okay. They're tiny little brown snakes like this. You get them just under the grass layer in your garden. Okay. They obviously are a good friend of ours because they eat snails, which eat your veggie gardens. Okay. But this is a real mole snake. In fact, this is a youngster. They get 3 times the size of this. Right. When they are born, they don't lay eggs, they give birth to live babies. They are actually speckled, mottled, crisscross colors, they are multicolored. Okay. As they get bigger, they turn to uniform black color or a bit of grey. You can actually see remnants of spots still on the snake. And they are not called mole snakes because they are moles.
Showing the skin.
They are. Yeah. A lot of people tell me, please bring mole snakes to get rid of my moles. I'm not going to get rid of moles. It lives like a mole. It lives on the ground. So that's why it's called moles. Okay. This next snake is called a milk snake. So you're not going to get it in Port Elizabeth. It is from America. But our snakes in PE are shy. They do not want to eat in front of you. Although this one's a little piggy, he eats anything and everything. He eats other snakes, so my fingers are going to smell like food because it smells like snakes. So he's definitely going to give it a bash. So it's the smallest snake I've got, but the one that I feel the most is he bites so much. Here he is. Right. Very pretty snake, but let's see. I've got pieces of chicken heart. Yeah. Let's see if he eats it. Don't go my fingers, go. So cheap. Yeah. Now I can hold it, won't bite me. Okay, so he's going to maneuver it to the thinnest, smallest part towards his mouth, and he's going to eat it like that. And have you got pupils? Yeah. That's the most. 2 more minutes, it'll be gone. Finished. Yeah. So what it's actually doing now, like all snakes will do, they don't actually dislocate their jaws. He actually has got an elastic band between his bottom jaw. He's got a piece of jawbone that goes from here to here, here to here, and that elastic band stretches, allowing him to open his jaws like he's doing now. So you can actually see now, look how wide open that actually is now, to actually bring that little meat in. Alright. So what he's trying to do now, the mouth is only maneuvering the piece of food into his throat, where there are throat muscles inside his throat, where he actually pulls the food down with that. That's what he's actually trying to do. Alright.
So
Now,
does it just
not
swallow
sweet.
it?
No chewing, nothing. Just one continuous swallow. Okay. Now, they do not breathe now, but for bigger snakes, if they are struggling to breathe, if their meal is taking too long to consume, they've actually got a pipe that goes just underneath their tongue that comes out to the side of their mouth where they can actually breathe. Okay. So this one won't have to because it'll be finished in the next 2 minutes and won't have to worry about that pipe coming out. Okay. So he's almost done, and I'll give him another one just to reward him, and then we'll put him away. Okay. But now, what do snakes eat? These guys obviously love to eat other snakes. They like to eat rats, mice, birds, but they'll also eat pieces of chicken or anything like that. My one Cape Cobra at home's favorite meal is chicken drumsticks. Okay. The other one loves Vienna sausages too. So that's wonderful. They don't give mice all the time. Okay. So that's how this guy's chicken heart loves it. Eats it beautifully. No problem. Got a great feeding response. The problem is to clean a cage. He sees your fingers and he goes for your fingers straight away. Alright. How often do snakes eat? A brown house snake, that's why they're so secretive. A house snake can eat a big rat and literally not eat for another month. So he kills a rat in your house, crawls into the kitchen cupboard, sits there for a whole month digesting it. So you can be there for months and months before you actually see them. They're not active all the time. They do not have to eat every single day. Alright. So this one's taking his time now. So I'm going to put him away. I'll feed him just now afterwards. Right? You can't tell the difference. For example, in the bluff in Natal, there's a snake called the stiletto snake. It looks like a harmless Cape wolf snake here in PE. So you pick it up, it bites you, its venom is so strong it's designed to digest bone. So it'll digest the bone of the thumb wherever it's bitten you, and yet it looks like a completely harmless wolf snake. So you can't actually tell. But how to do it here in PE is to know which ones are venomous. If you know your venomous snakes, all the others are no problem. Okay? And we do not have a lot of venomous snakes here. We have the burger. The only place in PE in the last 38 years where we found the burger is at Crossways. It's the only place. And the only reason why is because lockdown, they opened the paths to go over the Lady Slipper Mountain, and that's where they find the snakes. Okay? They do not like PE. For some reason, they don't like PE. Okay? I found them outside Humansdorp, St. Francis Bay, Cape St. Francis, all along the Landkloof, they're all over. But PE, no, don't worry. No. Everyone says we have a burger. I'll race to their house. That's a night adder, not a burger. Okay? So burger adders look like little puff adders, but they don't have chevron V's down their back. They have little triangles that point towards one another. Alright? That's a burger adder. Only growing this big. Not very big at all. Okay, then we get the night adder, or the dangerous one, the rhombic night adder. Okay, now, night adders, we know them. They've got saddles on their back. They've got these nice big blotches on their back. and they've got only one V. V for venomous, and it points towards their nose. It's on the back of their head. So don't care about the patterning of the snake. If they've got one big thick V on the back of their head pointing towards their nose, is a nice animal. The only snake in our area that has that one V. Okay. Then we get puff adders that have their V's, but they go right down the whole body of the snake. Right. Then we have wrinkles that are banded, black and white banded, black and orange, or black and yellow, or black and grey banded snakes. Okay? And their behavior is that they hood up like a cobra. Then obviously we get the Cape Cobra. The only cobra in the whole of our area. People say, yeah, but this is a heel slug. I say, yeah, that's a Cape Cobra. Oh, it's a brain kapel. Yeah, it's a Cape Cobra. All of them have they're the same snake. Right. Whether it's pink, black, purple, orange speckled, if it's in PE, it's a cobra, it's a Cape Cobra. No matter what color it is. Okay? And they do not spit their venom. Right. And the last snake is obviously the plump snake. Right. Which is very, very common in Portuguese. Now, what snake should I start off with? I think I'm going to start off with a puff adder. Oh, this little one finished his meal. Let me just take it out and give it another one quickly. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There's your food. Come on, bite it. There you go. Got it. Did you see how excited it gets? It actually misses the food from its own excitement. Okay, puff adders. Do you know their scientific name? It's biters. I don't know why. They call it this. I'm just going to put it on the floor at the moment, just to let it get used to everybody. Why, what are you doing? Yeah. Because I want to show you its behavior first, and then I'll put it on the table. Now, puff adders, I know a lot of you can't see, but they are all over. They're not only the most common venomous snake in PE, they are the most common snake in PE. Right. We had floods in 2007 where the Swakop River came down and flood. I caught just under 600 snakes in people's houses in Blue Bay in 3 days. Right. Over 450 were puff adders. The PE airport runway decided they're going to be an international airport, so they made the runway 100 meters longer. 300 puff adders. Okay. They are everywhere. This time of year, I catch a big girl, put her in the bucket, can release her tomorrow, open the container, and there's 30 babies sitting with her. Okay. They are amazing snakes. Look what happens when I go past her. Did you see her attack me? No, she does nothing. Nothing at all. Puff adders have what we call a comfort zone. A meter away from them is their zone that they feel completely secure and safe. If you go into that safety zone, they will probably react to you. Let's see if she reacts to you. Yeah. Let's see if she reacts to me if I touch her. Because I went into a zone. But let me walk past her. A little bit of reaction, nothing much. Sitting there all nicely. She's forgiven me. Not anymore. Is it even more? Let's see now. And she runs away. Okay. Puff adders do not want to bite you. That is the bottom line with them. Now I'm going to put it up onto the top. Yeah, you go. going to go down? No, you don't want to fall, do you? Okay. Now, puff adders guard their little zone because you're coming into their territory. They will give a hiss and a huff and a puff. They will warn you. How many times did she warn me? At least 4 times. The 5th time, what did she do? She ran away. After the final warning, she ran away from you. Puff adders will never, ever turn around and bite you unless you stand on them and physically touch them. The other day in Summerstrand, a lady kept on walking past a passage where she's got a little library. The one book hissed at her all the time. The book was hissing. Phone me to come look at the book, and there's a puff adder sitting between the 2 books. In a little passage, okay? I've been to breakfast the other day. People, every time they sat on the couch, the couch would puff. It's amazing. Puff adder sitting underneath the cushion. I mean, come on, people. If you hear a hiss, you know there's a puff adder. Okay? Now. No. She's in her comfort zone. She's happy. Yeah. A puff adder will forgive you after 5 minutes. No matter what drama you've given it, 5 minutes later, all's forgiven. Okay. Now, behaviorally now, a puff adder, you leave it, keep them away, that puff adder will do nothing except do exactly what this one's doing. Sit down and relax. It will not do anything. Okay? Yeah.
What about cats?
Cats love playing with puff adders. Please, keep the cats away. I always teach kids, if you're in the garden and you hear a puff, do not go looking for the puff, okay? You know it's a puff adder. Get the dogs and cats aside and call a competent adult to come and help you, all right? That snake is there. It's given you the warning already. If you do not listen to that warning, you're going to get bitten. I go to people's houses sometimes. They go, grass this thing. And they say, Mark, the puff adder went in there. Can you catch it? No way. Call the garden service, get them in. I'll stand here and wait for the garden service, and then I'll catch a snake. There's no ways I'm going in there. That snake is one up on me already. It knows where I am. It knows when I put my feet down, and it's going to bite me. So be sensible. Don't go looking for a puff adder in long grass. All right, it will definitely bite you. Okay. Now, see, she's happy. She's that sharp. See? You wake up a bit. Just got into a little side. Let's see how much she gets. Come on. Okay, now this is a girl. You want to see a boy? Here you go, girl and a boy. The girl's got far darker coloration, the boy's got more the yellow and black, and simply because different seasons, different habitats of puff adders. During the warm months, the females go in the very shady areas, and that's why they are dark shaded. The males are always in the nice dry grass, and that's why they color like grass. Okay, so that's mainly when you find them. Also, there's 20 to 1 male to female ratio. A female puff adder will stay in one area 30 by 30 meters all her life. As long as there's food, shelter, and safety, she'll stay there forever. Okay. Males are the ones that go and gallivant. They go and party with this one, they go visit that one, they go they go on the road, they go everywhere. So the male puff adders are far more tolerant than the females, okay? Because they're used to activities, they're used to vehicles on the roads, they're used to all that kind of stuff. Okay, in terms of
when they're lying like that, are they sleeping or just resting?
They're just resting, watching things, and they just literally
Are they not
down.
asleep?
No, those eyes are always watching. They get stimulated very fast. Yeah.
So if you take her out of her comfort zone, would you go back to that specific?
Absolutely. Yes. They don't go, oh, I like number 15, this street. I've got people that have a puff adders in their garden that have been there for 14 years. The puff adders still sit in their garden and they're like, no problem for them. Okay. So who puffs the most when I walk up to them? Let's see.
The female?
The female. Puff adders also, so you know the situation, but when I go and catch a puff adder, it's so bad. People have poured boiling water on them, they set them on fire, they hit them a few times. That puff adder is beyond the situation. Beyond the warning, it actually wants to fight now because it is so upset. And that pup adder, unfortunately, needs to be grabbed carefully because it's a lot more aggressive than usual. But normally a pup adder is literally, gives you a good warning, tries to stay away. But the problem is, there's so many of them. Pup adders are still in the increase. I've been catching snakes for 32 years, okay? And every year I catch about the same amount of pup adders. Last week I think we put 16 in the heat, okay? So they are all over the place. They love every little habitat we actually offer them. The more built up, wonderful. The favorite place in PE for pup adders is golf courses and townhouse complexes. Right? And if you think they can't climb walls, think again. See this wall here? Because they have what we call a caterpillar crawl. Watch this girl, watch now. She's going to crawl like a little caterpillar. It looks like she's got little eggs. Watch. Little shungalolo. There, look there. That allows them, when they have a wet tummy, to get traction and suck against the wall. She can go right up and sit right at the top down that ledge if you want. Okay. So that's why you get them third floor of the Paxton Hotel, on the wings of Boeing 727 airplanes at the airport, all that kind of stuff. Okay. You know how many people go up the steps to an airplane airport, there's a pup on the steps?
Where do you take the snake, the pup adders that you catch here?
Making reserve, that's why I said don't go there. Any nice open space where I know there won't be development and there's no cattle or cows or anything like that. Any open public space.
And they won't try and get back to the king?
No, if it's over 2 kilometers, they will not return. No, that's it. Okay, so their strike is 100th of a second, so there's no ways you can pull your hand away from them. They will bite you probably 3 or 4 times in one bite. Okay, that's how fast the actual bite is. Right? It's a potent cytotoxic venom. The only first aid you need to do is what? For example, you put it on the hand or the arm, wipe it, put it against your body, and go to hospital. That is the only first aid you need to do. No cutting, sucking venom out. No tourniquet, no pressure bandage, nothing. No alcohol, please. Because gut affects the antivenom, right? So that's all you need to do for a pup adder bite. You can still administer antivenom 24 hours after the bite. It will still work on you for a pup adder bite, right? The chances of survival for a pup adder bite on the arm or in the muscle is 98%. Okay? So you will survive, but you're probably going to have serious damage to that limb. You might have to go to physiotherapy afterwards, or for skin grafts, things like that, because it's a cytotoxic venom that attacks the tissues. So the tissues become very, very unhealthy. Okay? So don't watch TV and say, don't worry, I'll go in an hour's time. Go immediately, right? Because they help you for the pain. When you get to the hospital, the doctor's going to put you on a drip straight away. He's going to write the time on your arm. He's going to draw a stripe where the swelling is, write the time, and he's going to wait an hour and see if the swelling has gone 10 centimeters. If it has gone more than 10 centimeters, another stripe, write the time. That's why he knows it's a pup adder bite. If it is a night adder bite, which is the same type of venom but not as severe, he'll write the time, and if the swelling stops, he'll go, that was a night adder, not a pup adder. The reason why that is crucial is that there's no antivenom for night adder bites. Okay? Do not ever put any antivenom in your body for a night adder bite. The antivenom will actually kill you. Alright? So do not ever treat a night adder bite with antivenom. No one in the country has ever died from a night adder bite. Okay? Not even a rhombic night adder. So please, just remember that. Night adders venomous, but locally venomous, and they are not life-threatening. Alright, you don't even treat it with ice. You just put the limb up, you take painkillers, and that is all you do for a night adder bite. Okay, pup adders, obviously antivenomous. Alright, any questions on pup adders? No questions? Yes?
Has there ever been a case that someone had to get amputated when they got bitten by a pup adder?
Many, many years ago. And only because they've used a tourniquet. And because they stop off all the blood supply and oxygen to their arm. They themselves kill the arm. No, not the venom, not from the venom itself. You get what we call compartmental syndrome, where you swell so much that the doctor normally cuts you open like that to relieve the swelling. But that is not part of practice anymore. They just treat it with more antivenom, and within 3 hours the swelling comes down. So it's no longer used as a method anymore. Yeah.
And how is the situation with the antivenom? Do you have mixed
Yes. At the beginning of the year, there was a huge problem with the antivenom simply because they obviously blamed load shedding and all that kind of stuff. But that was part and parcel of the blame. But also, the horses that they used for the antivenom weren't treated properly, and the SPCA got involved and everything. And there was a bit of a situation with their horses and all that kind of stuff. The reason why I say horses is because those are the animals they use to make antivenom. Okay. They inject the venom of a snake into that horse. The horse has got such a high immunity, it gets antibodies that fight the venom. They take the horse blood out with the antibodies, and those antibodies is literally what they put into you to fight. Right. If there's no venom for it to fight or to bond onto, the venom will eventually take over. Okay. So that's why you need antivenom. Right. And why they need to look after the horses. But now, there's antivenom all over the country. If you are bitten by a snake, the best hospitals to go to, Greenacres and Livingston. Right. Then Mercantile. Right. Any questions? There was our hand up here?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to ask.
Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
Animal gets bitten by the veterinarians and
Yeah, the vets have antivenom now. It was a situation which got so bad that only certain government hospitals had antivenom and no vets had antivenom. So if your dog is bitten by an animal, unfortunately, you'd have to take it to the vet to get put down. That's literally what it was. But now the vets have antivenom now, which is fine. There's two types of antivenom. There's polyvalent, monovalent. Polyvalent is for cobras, mobbers, puffins, gaboons, and macaques. Right. The monovalent is for worm-sunk only. That's the difference. So you need to know, number one, where you're bitten by a snake. You know how many times I've been to hospital to treat a patient who's been bitten by a brown house snake? It's amazing. They are dying. They're on death's Trip in the arm, everything's going bad. The doctor phones me, I go there, and they actually brought the snake with, or they took a photo of the snake. I look and I say, this is a brown house snake. What's the symptoms? Oh, vomiting, headache, and everything. Okay, get up and walk, you're fine. Get up and walk. Mind up in that time. I promise you, it is the most amazing thing ever. The other day, a 21-year-old man was bitten by a spotted scarpsucker, well, Wombec scarpsucker, that big. I mean, this man was a big man, snake this big, bit him here, mildly venomous. In other words, the venom is so small that I've seen mice and lizards run away from the snake after they were bitten. Okay, it's so little, and it bit him, and this man was vomiting. He was going absolutely over there, right? Until I said it's a scarpsucker, it does nothing to you, and he actually got up and the embarrassment is worse than that. Number one, make sure it was a venomous snake, which is great because everyone's got a cell phone. Everyone's got a good camera on their phone. Take a photo of the snake. Alright. There's always what they call the twilight era. Straight after you've been bitten. The snake doesn't know what he's just done. You don't know what's happened. So just take your phone out and take a photo of the snake. It's still going to be sitting there. It's never going to bite you and run away quickly. Alright. Snakes are not cowards. They're going to stay inside. You take the photo. Get to hospital. Venomous or not. Number 2, night adder or puff adder. Number 3, any other snake versus a worm snake. That's it. Okay. So these ones have actually fallen asleep. Oh, come on, let's go. And you go. And obviously they do what we call moon basking, where they sleep on the roads at night. Because the roads are nice and tar and they're nice and warm. And that's why they enjoy it. Where are you going? You want to go into that? Okay, worm slam. Okay, I have with me what everybody refers to as a baby worm slug. Right. It is not a worm slug. It's got a big eye. I said, of course it's got a big eye. Every snake has got a big eye. Okay? You don't get a Chinese snake with little eyes. Okay. So, now, identify your snakes properly. When you phone me identifying a snake, don't say, it was green. You know how many snakes in the world are green. Okay. Now, this snake seldom gets bigger than a meter. Maximum 80 centimeters or so. Right. Where you see one in your garden, you're going to see plenty. They are diurnal. In other words, they come up in a day. They like bougainvillea, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Ivy that's on the wall. The reason why they love this is because of little geckos that are found on the walls. Right? That's their favorite food. They are called the Western Natal green snake. If you ever want to know the sensible way of calling them, what color is he? It's green, therefore he's called the green snake. In the story. Okay? They are harmless. They may bite you, but so what? Nothing will happen to you. Okay? Now the reason why they are not and cannot be a worm slug is because any worm slug that is this big will actually be grey, a black band down its back. It will have white and orange lips and cheeks. It will not be green. It will never ever be green. Okay? So you'll never get a pure green worm slug in PE. The reason why, if you're in the northern Limpopo, Messina, Zimbabwe area, the worm slug there are just green. That's because they get sun all year round. As you come down the east coast, Natal, right through to PE, they have a lot more black on them because they need to absorb more sunlight. Worm slug are very dependent on sunlight. That's why they only come out during the day. If you go to Cape Town, they can be pitch black because there's always clouds in Cape Town and they need to have more sun. So in the colder, cloudier areas, they tend to be a lot darker. PE is right in the middle. So worm slug tend to be half one color and half black. Alright, so harmless snake, not a worm slug. Now I'm going to bring out a worm slug.
But what is it called?
Sorry?
What is that one called?
This is the Western Natal green snake. The common Western Natal green snake. Yeah. What? Right, so I might dance around a bit because worm slug do tend to make you dance.
Western Natal.
Yeah, what color is that? Black and green. It is not pure green. It looks like somebody has taken a koki and bordered every scale with a black koki. Not pure green. Okay. Right, so this is a genuine worm slug. Look how they go backwards. Ooh, it's not so nice when they go backwards. And these snakes obviously are very, very dangerous, but also very reluctant to bite. Do you see it twisting? Did it twist now? There, it's twisting again. The reason why it's twisting, no, it wants to snap its tail and escape. That's what it wants to do. And you can see it's a wild caught one because somebody previously caught it and snapped its tail off. So that's why I've got it just to doctor it for a while and then let it go again. Alright. So worm slug, what color are they?
Black and green.
Or black and yellow. And sometimes they can be a browny color or an olivey color. But the main thing you've got to watch for is that they love trees and bushes. Right. Do you see where the eye is? It's not in the back of the head. It's right in the middle of the face. And this is why it's important you realize this, because I'm explain to you about the fangs of a worm slug. So I'm going to put her away now, because worm slug after 5 minutes get very adventurous. Now, their fangs are, just see where their eye is. Their fang is right underneath the eye, which means their fangs are not actually in the back of the mouth. But the books all say they're back fangs, because that means the fangs are not in front of the mouth, like a puff adder or a cobra, for example. But the worm slug's fangs are not like a normal snake's fangs, which are like a hypodermic needle, and the venom travels in the middle of the fang out to the hole at the tip. Not at all. Worm slug fangs are solid with a groove behind them. The venom flows on the outside back of the fang, which means the mouth is full of venom all the time. Which means when a worm slug bites you, it just has to scratch you and you've been bitten. That is it. It does not have to physically chew on you, bite you and get the fangs in. Just a little scratch is enough to create harm. Okay. The other day, Beverly Grove, when she got to worm slug, the lady was holding her ears like this. I said, why are you holding your ears? Oh, so the worm slug can't bite me. Apparently it can only bite you on the thin part of your ears. Cover your ears and you'll be safe. No worm stung will bite you. Nonsense. They can open their mouth 170 degrees. Plus their fangs are not in the back of the mouth, so they can bite you on the back of your head if they really want to, okay? And it doesn't need a bite, it just needs to scratch you. Now the scariest thing with worm stung venom, it is one of the most toxic venoms of any snake in the world, alright? Because it only takes half a pinhead of venom to kill a person. That is how bad it actually is. So, if you've been scratched by a worm stung, you squeeze and a little bit of blood comes out, you've been bitten by a worm stung. You can't say, oh, it gave me a warning. The worst problem with a worm stung is that its venom is slow acting. 6 hours to 72 hours to kick in. So, you can feel fine for 5 hours and go, nothing wrong with me. Then you're going to die. Okay? So, go to hospital as soon as you can. The reason why the venom is a slow acting venom, but it's a deceiving venom. You cannot pick it up via a blood smear. You know, you look in the blood to see if there's proteins of the venom. You can't see it, it hides. Right. So you do what they call a 20-minute vial test. You take a bit of blood, a little vial of blood of your own, put it on the shelf for 20 minutes. If you shake it and it goes like jelly, you're still safe. If you shake it and it's watery, you are fully envenomated with worm stung. Alright. Tell the doctors that. A lot of doctors do not know that trick. Alright. They'll send you for 8 different blood tests. Everything will come back negative, negative, negative. They send you home and you pass away. Okay? 3 people in PE that's happened to already. Okay? The 3rd person who managed to save him by me picking him up, taking him to Livingston Hospital and injecting him with antivenom. Alright? It's the only reason. And you were sent home from the hospital. Alright? He actually refused to leave and actually got security to pick him up and kick him out of the hospital. Alright? And he was going to die. And he literally had an hour to live. Right. So please remember, it's a very bad venom. If you also know delayed cases, very, very bad cases, you rub your gums bleed, your eyes start bleeding, your ears bleed, your nose bleeds, your old injuries, old scars open up and bleed again, you bleed under your nails. It is a horrible venom. Okay? So it breaks up your blood and makes your blood bleed out, literally. You cannot clot. Blood does not clot, right? Also, people who are on blood thinners, like anti-heart disease medication, things like that, be very, very careful. You've got to tell the doctor that straight away, because the venom of the worm stung thins your blood even quicker. Right? It aids disprin. It's worse than disprin. It just thins your blood even more. Okay? So now your doctor is like this guy also had a headache because he's hemorrhaging in the brain from the bleeding. Doctor gave him disprin to make the headache go away. Meanwhile, it bled out even quicker. Alright, so please just remember, it's a very bad venom. But if you are diagnosed correctly, you treat it perfectly, you actually go home the next morning, no problem. No side effects, nothing. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so worm stung lovely houses, because where we live, we have something called bird feeders. Who has bird feed in the garden? Who feeds the little birdies? Ooh. Who has a cute little sparrows nesting on their stoop? Who has wagtails and feeds cheese to their wagtails every morning? Whoa, you're opening a restaurant for worm stung. Yeah. Worm stung love eating baby birds. They love eating baby birds' eggs. They love it. So where there's bird activity, bird nests, worm stung, they don't sit and go, they smell. They watch bird activity. If the birds are going back and forth all the time, the worm stung knows, oh, there, I'm going to just sit there by the bird feeder anyway. Boom, grabs a bird. Right, so where there's a bird feeder, boom, there is. If you've got a nest high up with your swallows nesting with mud nests, that is fine. If they're low down, you're going to get a worm stung visiting into your house, alright? Because they think they can get via the other way around to get to that bird nest, alright? So any bird feeders, anything with birds, bird nests, you're going to get worm stung. Worm stung have a 5-kilometer radius. You catch a worm stung here, you release it within 5 kilometers of where you got it, it's going to come back. You just put it back on a path where it was. Alright? It's just going to come back. Alright? Worm stung here in Blue House back. About 6 years ago, the lady phoned me, big worm stung on the stoop. I said, don't worry, I'll come back next week Tuesday. Huh? No problem. Next Tuesday I come, here comes the bomb sometime like that. Right? They are very, very habitual, almost to the day of how they return. And they inspect every single nest that they actually looked at the week before, just to make sure there's no chicks. They know their whole area, 5-kilometer radius. They inspect every single nest, every single garden in that 5 kilometers. Alright. My record of worm stung is 250 worm stung in 3 days in Port Elizabeth. Okay. Seaview Road, all females, mass egg laying episode. All the females from the area come down, lay the eggs, and all leave together afterwards. It happens every single year in Port Elizabeth. It's just outside of Seaview. Every single time. Alright. So, sorry? That's up. It's a terrible how snake catcher must never reveal his secrets. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a snake which is called a runkals. Now, runkals is amazing because it is the only snake in PE that actually spits its venom. All these buffaloes are very awake now, eh? Oh, shame, this one wants another one. Oh, let me just give it a There's a runkle. They love to follow you, look. Okay, this snake loves the grassy fynbos areas. So as you come into Blue Horizon Bay, there's a nice little area that runkles frequent. They love it, okay. Runkles, they are amazing. I love them because they don't like biting either. They do this only when they're cornered. If not, they'll run away. They'll see you coming, they'll run away. They come out during the day, not at night time, and they love wet, cold, windy, ugly weather. That's what they come out. Right. Because that's when frogs and toads come out, and that's their favorite food. So they love grass areas, they will come out. They will either, look, getting tired already, look, yeah, up, concentrate. We spoke about this before the talk. Now, these guys will run away with their hood up like a chicken, like all the way. They're so scared of you. Or they'll just run away. Or they'll stand up and fight like this if they are cornered. Okay, they'll stand up and spread a hood like a cobra. If all else fails, they'll spit at you. Come on. Are you going to spit at me? Come, give me a spit. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on, spit. Don't you want to spit? Okay, when they spit, they lunge forward like that to spit. Now, I know he's not going to spit at you. You're way too far away. Okay. Also, runkles are not like a spitting cobra. That's why they're not a true cobra. They give birth to live babies. True cobras lay eggs. Okay. These guys actually have the ability to spit only by throwing their venom at you. A Mozambique spitting cobra can lay down, open his mouth 2 millimeters and spray 4 meters of venom out. Right. A runkles has to throw it at you. Right. So hooded now, I am sitting vulnerable because if he wants to strike at me, he might do it now. No, he's not even trying to. No, you're letting me down big time. So, yeah, he's not going to be doing it right now. I'll put him on the floor and I'll show you what he does. Also, when all else fails, the runkles plays dead. Now, they are very good at it. When I was a very, very amateur snake catcher, I went out to someone's house to catch a cobra. When I got there, I saw the guy hit it on the head with a stick. Okay? I was so cross. I picked up this runkle, stuck my finger in his mouth, showed the guy the little fangs and everything. I love it because he killed the snake. I threw the snake onto the car seat of my car. I drove off. When I got to the next stop street, I got a wet side of my face. I was like, what is going on? Look, I had this sitting on the car seat next to me. It was playing dead all the time. If you get spat on, it's fine on normal skin, just wipe it off. I know if I get spat on, I go have a big shower, very hot water, just to get all the venom off me. If you don't, the venom crystallizes and dries in your eyebrows and your hair. When you sweat, it goes down into your eyes and you can get infected that way. Okay? If it does spit in your eyes, obviously rinse your eyes out for 20 minutes of water, because because the venom turns like syrup in your eyes, and it actually starts eating your eyes like that. Okay? So that's why it's a very, very potent venom. Your sinuses get affected, your eustachian tubes get affected, and obviously still go to the doctor because it's very, very sore. Okay? And the doctor prescribes an antibiotic you've got to put in your eyes for the next 2 weeks to prevent dust and anything from affecting your eyes.
Should it be cold or lukewarm?
Ice cold, because it freezes the eye and it takes the pain away. Hot water, just a cure. You might as well put curry in your eye. Yeah. I've never been spat in the eye by uncles before, but I've been spat in the eye by a Kenyan red spitting cobra before. And it was very, very, very painful. The pain lasted about 12 hours. And it took about 6 weeks to recover, to get vision back. Yeah, so very, very nasty. Now, uncles will spit, obviously, if they get tormented enough. Let me try and see. Are you going to come up? Are you going to spit? No, you're going to run away. He's not going to spit today, I'm afraid. No action. He's just going to run away. Come on. Up, 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 up. Up, up, up. Come on. Try and spit. Come on. No, he's really not in the mood.
Now you're playing with him.
And one good snake and a generator. Always quit when you're ready. Don't tempt fate.
And they bite.
Their bite is a very nasty bite because when they bite, they don't let go. They bite and they chew on you to get the venom in. Now the venom is a neurotoxin like a cobra and cyto like a puffin. But it's more cyto than neuro. So you're going to have a lot more pain than what you're going to have with the neurological effects of the actual venom. And my friend was bitten on the finger. Obviously all the tissue was pulling with his finger. So they cut this finger, they stitched the two fingers together, they let the skin grow from this finger onto that finger, they cut them and they let two fingers in. Okay? So it's cytotoxic, so they actually watch the tissue of the first one. Okay? Much more than the neurological effects. Right. So roncalls, obviously, they're not very common at all. They really, really want to run away. They play dead, so kids never ever pick up a dead snake. Okay? Could be very alive. Right. Okay, now, the Cape Cobra. Where did I put the Cape Cobra? They do not give a warning. The warning is the bite. Okay? It's like, bite you. I want you. Nice warning. Right. They are very, very nasty. In fact, because even though the boomsang's got the more potent venom, the cobra venom, the Cape Cobra especially, is a very fast-acting venom. That's why it's so dangerous. Okay? They can help you in the hospitals, but you've got to get to hospital in time for them to actually help you. You can pass away within 25 minutes from a venom. Right? That is how dangerous they actually are. It's one of the fastest acting venoms of any snake. Right? It is the exact same venom as a black mamba. Right? Just remember that. Cape Cobra, black mamba, exact same. Just that a black mamba gives you more venom when it bites you. That's all. Alright. Out of all the cobras in the whole of Africa, our little Cape Cobra is the most dangerous of all of them. Okay. And it's one of the smallest too, weirdly enough. Right. Yeah, they are not. Up you go. Again, they don't like to be touched. Any form of touching, they will bite. Cape Cobra can see you from about 2 kilometers away in the bush. That's why you do not see them in the bush. Right. A Cape Cobra in your house will do this. They'll stand up and protect. Okay? They try and run away in your garden. We try and get there as soon as possible to catch them because by the time you get there, they are 3 neighbors down. Right? They are very, very quick in the garden. Trapped in the house, they will defend. So they can't run away anymore. And defending means they'll stand up and spread a hood. Now that hood is very dangerous, but it's safe. If your cobra is flat on the floor, it's dangerous because it can run away very quickly or run towards you and bite you. If it's spreading a hood, it's guarding, which means the first third of its body is using to stand up. So it hasn't got the ability to run away very quickly or run at you quickly. It will not chase you, although it will bluff strike and chase for about a meter and a half. I've had these people say, yo, we ran like 20 meters, the snake chased us 20 meters. Well, because it wants to hide with you in the garage. Right, so literally they will not chase you, but if you are in the zone of them striking, they will strike. The safest distance, I always say, is 2 meters from the Cape Cobra, but you can, for handling purposes, go a meter. But if you touch him, he's going to react negatively at you. All right? You'll always react. He'll never just say, oh, I'm going quietly. They're big nonsense. And the reason why they get stuck in people's houses is because you guys bring them home with you. All right? You go to Addo, you go to Van Song's Fire Reserve, you don't like parking on the road. You park a little bit on the side because you're kind to the poor motorists behind you. Don't care about the guy behind you. Because you're parking on the side, that is Cape Cobra territory. They love the verges of the road. They'll call into your car engine. You take them home with you. You park into your garage. You open the kitchen door from the garage. Close the garage. Leave the door open. Cobra calls out into your house and has supper with you. Okay? So all of the cobras we catch in areas like Summer Strand, where they normally don't occur, have all been brought in by a okay? I mean, the one at the 2nd Avenue, at the Boardwalk Casino, 2nd Avenue, the huge Cape Cobra there, was purely brought in because somebody came in from the Karoo to come and gamble, and they brought the cobra with them. Do you know how many snakes I see? Yo, Walmer Park is the worst. Walmer Park Shopping Centre, so many vehicles drive away, and I can see the Cape Cobra sitting in the rim of the car. As the car's driving, this poor cobra's whooping like this all the way up. You can't even stop the people, but the cobra's in the wheel. It's like there. They are all over. And also, when you park in these beautiful areas where parking shopping centres, they have what I call the lollipop trees, the beautiful ficus trees which are cut so nicely between the cars to make it look nice. Never lean against those trees or close those trees, okay? And if don't want a window open underneath one of those. You know how many cobras and boomslang are in those trees? Unbelievable. So don't do it. Bay West, yo! Don't go into Bay West where the ice rink used to be. That entrance. That's a cobra puppet at the entrance. I love that. Yeah. Always. Right, so these guys, they are all over. Because of the drought you've been having, the drought has meant that the Cape Cobra territory, they're only like very, very dry areas. But because of the drought, these snakes have moved into the formerly wet areas. Like these come, for example, never had Cape Cobras, ever. We only had winkles because of the dampness. Then it got dry because of the drought. Cape Cobras are now in these gone because of that, right? Which means they will definitely be in Blue Horizon Bay. Okay? Even Sardinia Bay has got the mountains, right? So they are all over. They are traveling around. Okay?
How big do they grow?
This is maximum. They don't grow much bigger than this. You do get excessive ones, which have been 20, 30 years old, and they've been eating jewelry moles all their life. They are monsters, but this is the average adult size.
Do you get very yellow ones?
Extremely young.
And in the Karoo, much bigger than
Oh yes. In the Karoo, everything venomous is bigger. Even the boomslang are bigger than the Karoo. Okay. I do not know what they eat in the Karoo, but yo, it's bigger animals. Yo. So now, Cape Cobras are amazing because they go by the names of plain kupel, cooper kupel, heel slunk, heel cobra, canary snake, all those different names because of the areas. Ones in Uppington are either bright yellow or pitch black, which is crazy because you get the black spitting cobra there too, which looks identical to the Cape Cobra. It's very, very confusing. And also in this area, this one comes from Queenstown area, so that's why it's this color. Normally PE ones are brown speckled, with yellow speckles on them. You can also, the color orange, bright yellow, orange, beautiful. Namibia, they tend to be a little bit more white in color. Now, they will eat anything. They'll eat baby tortoises, baby diggervans, birds, fish, mice, frogs, little snakes. Favorite food for Cape Cobra is little puffaders. They love puffaders. Yeah. How old do they get? Cape Cobras average about 25 years old. Yeah. Some snakes, pythons, the bigger the snake, they can live 40, 50 years. Yeah. Brown owl snake in the wild averages about 8 years. Right. In captivity, 30 years. Every year. Yeah, every season, every year. Every year. But don't worry about Cape Cobras. Either they mate and have babies or they kill and eat each other. So it just depends. Cape Cobras eat anything. This is the one that likes chicken. Chicken drumsticks. Likes this. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Take a nice photo and then you can put it there. It's gorgeous, isn't she? But full of nonsense. Told you they're full of nonsense. Okay. Now, to end off with, people love snakes, obviously, because of snake talks. People go to see them on TV. But people collect snakes because sometimes they actually enjoy it. It's a good hobby, which is quite nice. But like everything, you buy a smart car, you want to buy a smarter car. You want to always improve on your hobby. Okay. So when you buy a ball python, which is the most commercially used snake at the moment, ball pythons are the most common in the pet trade. People buy them all the time. But obviously with everything, you've got variation, you've got a better model, you've got a beautiful one, lasts longer, all that kind of stuff. Same thing with snakes. Now when you start off and you buy a little snake, you're going to buy yourself a little ball python, which is this little one. You're going to keep it for years and years because it's a lovely little family snake. That's very, very good. It doesn't do much. It just sits around, sits in your lap whilst you watch TV. It's a good collector's item animal. Okay. People love these snakes. You only have to feed them twice a month. So it's really a lovely little animal. Always a talking part when someone visits you. Everyone wants to talk about the snake. I try to put, instead of, you get the fish tank inside the doctor or the dentist. I try to put a snake thing on the doctor. He said, no, I don't know that, but he said no. I'd love it. Imagine seeing a snake sitting there. Oh. Anyway, now, people love it. But then they see all the snake clubs and on the internet, they go, yo, no, this is common now. It's boring. I want something a little bit more nicer looking, but still ball python because they're so calm and well-natured snakes, and they don't get very big. This is almost fully grown. So they decide they're going to buy themselves a much more upgrade model, much more expensive one. So they spend a couple thousand more, and they eventually buy this one. The exact same snake. Just a different model, that's all. Just a different color. But they are exactly the same. Okay. That's a ball python just like the other one. But because of that, it's worth a lot more. And then they keep their two ball pythons for a couple of years and they go, oh, I love that. But then they see, there's a better one available. And they go, wait a minute. I want to have an even more superior one. I want that color on that one. I want to mix it. I want to do that. And with ball pythons, that kind of thing is possible. Have a look at this. They eventually end up with this. A complete mix. Okay. That's what they end up with. So, I put these two snakes together and I got this. Yeah. So, remember, no matter what model you have of the snake, all species are different. And if I have a brown house snake, if it's a big purple one, it's still going to be a brown house snake. Ball pythons, no matter how fancy you go, it's still going to be a ball python. And always they are the recommended pet if you want a snake. Okay, pet snake. Well, I hope you enjoyed the talk and learned a lot and enjoyed it. Thank you so much. By the way, the reason why they got their name, their real name is actually the royal python because Cleopatra used to wear them as bangles, many years ago. So that's why. This is the snake that kiddies, if you want to hold a snake, this is the one you're going to hold. Okay. Cool. So come to me afterwards if you want to hold it. Alright. Thanks, yes.
Right, you stand that side.
Because that-
Well, thank you so much for this presentation. I think we've learned a lot. I'm pretty sure everybody else appreciated your time. I really did. I know that the guys in Blue Raspberry use the bright combs and the bright glove and
That's it, yeah.
pick and pay packet. They try to do their best. I think, guys, as I mentioned, I want to send that little cap around. It's for a good cause. We will try and train up people, and Anton also works with snakes. If you give them the right kit to use, they'll come to your house and they'll take it away and they'll do the right thing. Don't phone me, I will not come and do it. Alright? But as I say, as Mark mentioned, you're phoning now, you might not be able to get to it in the next hour. But if you've got somebody in the village that can help us with the right tools and the right equipment, you stand a chance to get the snake taken away safe from your house without having to kill it, and they can take it to the safe haven that it's going to go to.
Then you give us your web address where we can get the posters and you can maybe circulate it on the WhatsApp.
Anybody got a pen? You can write it down now. It's Sandula Conservation Facebook. Yes. Just Sandula. Sandula. Yeah. Sandula Conservation.
So you can take a photograph. I'm going to send the cap around. Just make a contribution. All right. Those that want to, please just add in. Let it go around and I'll collect it at the back, please.
Yeah, you'll find it under pin posts or